Good afternoon. My name is Alec Melesio, student athlete, researcher, and a student of De La Salle University. Today, I'm going on a research adventure to learn more about the issues revolving around the youth participation in governance, or popularly known as Sangguniang Kabataan.
The Sangguniang Kabataan was first introduced as the Kabataang Barangay or KB for short. It was implemented under the Marcos regime in 1975 by virtue of Presidential Decree Number 684 as a way of having the youth get a sense of what it is like to run the government. His daughter, Imi Marcos, was the chairman of the Kabataang Barangay.
The Kabataang Barangay was successful in its early days. Eventually, controversies surrounded it as claims of authoritarian rule among youth, opposition of militant youth activity, and KB's failure to develop youth as responsive collective, eventually leading them to losing interest and becoming student activists, as it was a trend during the Marcos regime.
A few years later, the KB was abolished and the Sangguniang Kabataan replaced it under the Local Government Code 1991. According to this code, the SK shall promulgate resolutions necessary to carry out the objectives of the youth in the barangay, initiate programs designed to enhance social, political, economical, cultural, moral, and spiritual development of the members, conduct fundraising activities, consult and coordinate with all youth organizations in the barangay for policy formulation and program implementation, and coordinate with the appropriate agency for the implementation of youth development projects and programs at the national level.
Through participation in the democratic process, young people are empowered. They gain experience and learn new skills. They become responsible, accountable, and develop confidence and forge meaningful connections with other people. This is the purpose of Sangguniang Kabataan. But there are now rumors that are being heard at the SK, saying that the organization is a breeding ground of corrupt officials by exposing the youth to corruption. But what I'm eager to know about is how true are these controversies and what are the students' point of view regarding SK. So let's find out.
Sangguniang Kabataan. Ano ba yun yung mga batang kasama sa government? So sa tingin ko mga kurakot sila.
For me, well, it's something that I could say an opportunity for kids, for teenagers, for them to be a better politician.
Sa mga inibiyata, pressure,
youth leaders. Like the leaders of the future will then.
So those are the facts or opinions we got from our fellow interviewees. But right now, I'm stepping up the level of this interview by asking people from two different agencies, namely the NYC and the PLCPD, to gain some more information regarding the SK.
So on my first journey, I'm heading towards the National Youth Commission in North EDSA.
The National Youth Commission, or the NYC, was founded on June the 30th of 1995 under the mandate of Republic Act 8044, or the Youth in Nation Building Act. The NYC is the Philippines' sole policy-making the body of youth affairs, but also coordinates and implements the youth programs designed to help the youth be more aware of the issues surrounding them.
I'm standing here in front of the West Insula building here in North EDSA. As you can see behind me, the West Insula building where the new office of the NYC is. Now, today I'm meeting up with Jose Rafael Cruz, who is one of the commissioners of the NYC.
Well, I would agree with you that it's a training ground for future politicians. I mean, that's one of the main objectives of the PSK. Now, as with any government institution, of course, it's prone to abuse, prone to corruption. One of the factors we have to consider as well, kaya yun nga, there are allegations of corruption, misuse of public funds, that number one, they're still minors. Diba? At the time that they enter into government service, they're 15, 17-year-olds. They don't have training in public service. For the most part, they're still in school. And most importantly, they don't have financial accountability. Being that they're minors, they don't have a legal personality yet. So the scenario here is that, let's say si SK, may sobrang gandang project na naisip. Kaya lang, since he's still a minor, he can't exactly sign off on the documents. He doesn't have, again, a legal personality. So it's going to be the barangay captain or the barangay chairman who will accomplish the same. So yes, in that regard, medyo nakokorrupt nga sila at a young age. And again, we're not discounting naman the reality that a lot of these SKs are also children or also relatives of currently sitting local government officials. And in that regard, we have the Youth Organizations Registration Program, wherein youth organizations as well as youth serving organizations register with the NYC. We put them in a database and we provide technical support, capability buildings, free training. So we're basically empowering these youth organizations. So at the end of the day, the purpose why we want to encourage organizations and establish the same is to encourage the youth to participate in nation building, to do their part in governance, to do their part in participation, and again, to fulfill their mandate of nation builder. So now, where does the NYC come in? We mentioned earlier that primarily the mandate of the NYC is to provide training, secretariat support, so mostly in the support capacity only. We're not the SK, but we do work hand in hand with them. Now, in the absence of the SK, of course, the main objective of the suspension laws were to pave the way for needed reforms. It was the NYC, along with our partners in civil society, the youth organizations, who was, so to speak, taking up the fight for the SK. That's why when there are sectors calling for the abolition of the SK, we're saying, then why not just go ahead and abolish Congress? Why not just go ahead and abolish the national government, the judiciary, if that's mostly your basis for saying, well, let's abolish the SK. So again, just to sum it up, yes, we are aware that there are allegations, but on its own, it's not enough to call for the removal of the institution. That's why we came up with the Fix SK campaign. It was a call, basically a rally call for young people to support SK reform, to also call on our legislators and our lawmakers to expedite the passage of the reform bills. So yun, it was awareness and a call to action talaga. So after all these years, it's only now that we're actually one step closer towards reforming the institution. And I'd like to make a point on the record as well na one of the key provisions of the SK bill that's awaiting the signature of the president is that it's going to have an anti-political dynasty clause, which is actually going to be the first of its kind. It's only this SK bill that's again about to become a law that will have a provision for anti-political dynasty. So yeah, that's where the NYC basically came in. Again, we don't want to take all the credit for this naman kasi we've partnered with civil society, youth organizations, former SKs. I'd like to say that for the most part, we took the lead, given that we're in the position to use it.
I really did learn a lot of additional information about SK. It is good that we have a public servant like Commissioner Jose Rafael Cruz who can help us with our concerns on SK matters. And I hope that you do too.
While Alec was conducting his interview, I'm headed towards the Philippine Legislators Committee for Population and Development or the PLCPD in Quezon City. But before I could get there, I first have to go through 2 train rides before going down in my station in Araneta Center, Cubao.
So today I'm here at the Philippine Legislators Committee on Population and Development here in the heart of Quezon City. So as you can see behind me, this is the ABD CSS building and the PLCPD's office is on the 3rd floor. So right now I'm going to meet up with Executive Director Mr. Romeo Dungeto and I'm gonna get on some of his opinions regarding the status quo of Sangguniang Kabataan.
Ang SK reflection ng bad governance o system ng governance sa Pilipinas. Yung pangit na mukha ng governance. Hindi naman talaga pangit na pangit. Pangit na mukha ng governance, yung corruption, yung mga batang tinulak ng magulang sa politika, tawag namin doon, bimpo. Batang bata pa, na-corrupt na. So, nakuha yun, no, ng SK at doon nagre-react yung mga politician as if hindi sila corrupt. No? So, pasahan lang ng accusation yun, saka ng bad realities ng government, mga eksperimento ng Pilipinas, kagaya ng SK, para sa pagtitrain ng mga future leaders, ay laging magiging challenging. Grassroots, governance yan. Tinitrain mo yung mga bata, pero kung ang nakikita ng mga bata, namamanipulate sila ng mga magulang. So yung sinasabi ni Angie na reform na pumasa, although tanggal yung role ng mga youth, kasi meron kaming bahagi ng PLCPD sa legislator na tinanong niya na yan, bakit natin hahayaan yung mga bata na hindi makapagtapos o mag-aral at maging SK, kesa naman hayaan natin silang mag-aral? Parang isang debate rin yun, ano? Kasi pag binigyan mo sila ng posisyon, as if bibitawan nila yung pag-aaral nila. Yun yung naging reality. Meron silang hawak na information na maraming hindi nagtapos ng pag-aaral, umito sa pag-aaral because of their involvement in it. So, pupunta tayo sa election ngayon. Kung ang gusto nating lahat ay reforma, kasama yung SK, dapat sinisimula natin sa election sa 2016. At kayo mga kabataan, role nyo yun. Sinong iboboto? Bakit iboboto? Anong plataforma para sa pagbabago? At mag-aambag kayo. Kasi walang quick fix dito sa nangyayari sa bansa natin. Ang daming problema eh. Ang corruption, meron kang personality-based, ganun ang nangyayari. So dapat nagsasalita yung mga kabataan. They can voice their position or say demands for new leaders. Election 2016 tingin ko isang mahalagang step towards reforming the whole political system sa government.
It has been a wonderful adventure.
We have shown you the information,
the organization,
Facts.
The opinions.
And the reality behind Sangguniang Kabataan.
so it is up to you now.
whether you believe that we,
The youth.
as a role in this great,
So make your choice.
Let
your
Voice.
be heard.
This is Pros Production.